Today we're going to talk about Podtaku.
Podcasts!
Yay!
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Weekday 1-Up.
How you doing?
I almost said Nakamacast, we just did that yesterday.
Speaking of Nakamacast.
Well, we'll actually advertise that in a little bit.
No.
Because we're going to talk about today that we need more topics for the show.
Obviously.
You guys have been really awesome, and we really appreciate all the topics that you've been leaving.
We've got a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones.
Yeah, but we still need more. This is the time. Let's rack up a bunch. Hopefully get enough to take us all the way through the end of Season 2. So keep them coming.
How many have we done this season so far?
How many episodes? I don't know. I haven't checked.
I think the last time I checked it was at 15.
Yeah, we're not
so
too
we
deep
were a
in.
fourth of the way there.
Yeah, we're not super deep into Season 2 yet, but we're not still at the beginning anymore. So leave more topics and, we'll use them. And while you're watching, always think of ways we can improve the show and leave them, and we're not going to change the way we do anything for Season 2,
Nope.
But when we switch between seasons, we may rearrange things like we did between Season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
By adding in, little things at the bottom and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway...
It's all for your entertainment.
Yeah, so just leave anything you need, and we're listening to all of it. I don't want you guys to ever feel like you're not being heard, because you are.
You're being heard.
For sure.
Well, you're being read.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it. Well, unless I read your comment out loud, then I hear it.
I hear it in my head. The voices tell me about it.
Yeah. I sometimes wonder if the voice I hear in my head is my voice. But I'm not really sure. Sometimes it's different voices. Sometimes it's my voice, but sometimes it's not. If I think of you saying something, it's your voice. I don't know, it's weird.
My inner monologue is usually British.
Are you kidding?
Not at all.
You're dead serious.
Mm-hmm.
Why? That's really weird.
If I have a thing where I'm talking to myself, kick the table, sorry. If I have a thing to where I'm talking to myself, I'll be like, yes, what are we doing now today? I'll mutter to myself in a British accent. I don't mean to, it just happens.
You're an odd butterfly. Today we're talking about Podtaku.
Podtaku.
Now let me catch you up. If you don't know what Podtaku is, I don't want to say that they're the biggest, because I don't know, but I think they're the biggest and most well-known anime podcast.
Well, when you type in anime podcast on any podcast app, they're the first one to pop up.
Yeah. Either they're the biggest or they got good tags.
They're certainly the most well-known.
Their tag game on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely the most well-known, I would say. They gained a lot of popularity over the last couple of years as an anime podcast. They're the first one that was and I hate to say this, I'm going to sound rude, but they were the first one that I can think of, because I've actually examined and explored more anime podcasts since then that have been around longer. They're the first one that sounds relatable.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound super... This is going to sound rude, but off the wall, unbelievably nerdy.
Offensive warning.
Yeah, some of them that I've listened to, these guys are just so informational. They really know what they're talking about, but they sound so just nerdy. Mm-hmm. Which is okay, but it doesn't relate to as many people. And Podtaku managed to relate to a lot more people.
And here's why. Do we want to talk about our history with it first?
I think we totally should. Let's talk about everything about Podtaku. This was suggested by a fan, by the way. I don't remember who suggested it, but when I read this suggestion, I was like, how have I not thought to talk about this already?
Mm-hmm. So I do know that fan is recently new because he commented it.
Oh, really?
On that same video.
Oh.
Or at least one of them. He's the newer. But he... So... We'll say that if you have ever heard of Giguk from the Anime Zone.
Yeah, Giguk's the beginning for us.
On his channel, he one time...
Well, first of all, Giguk just in general, we've been watching him way before...
Yeah, if you haven't seen him, go check it out.
Yeah, but don't expect new videos.
No, not at all.
I'm going to get more into that later on.
Yeah.
I got a nice little rant I'm going to get into about Podtaku. But...
I can comment along with the rant.
But, I've watched Giguk back before I did convention reviews on my main channel.
If you don't know Giguk, again, from the Anime Zone, Very, very funny. His videos are very well edited.
This Asian British guy.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he's British helps.
Oh, it for sure.
And again, a lot of it's the editing of his videos. They're really good. He does
and just what he says. He's just a funny guy.
He does a bunch of fan dubs over there. He reviews movies and shows
and anime.
Yeah, anime stuff because it's all anime. But I had a point. What was it?
His yearly roundups.
The best thing, in my opinion, my favorite thing I've seen of him is the last 2 years. He does a year-end recap roundup and whatever.
That's pretty much all he does now.
Yeah. Like in 2014, he did a 2013 review, and he just went through and talked about all the shows that were popular and made
in a hilarious way. Go look up the Anime Zone and watch them.
Yeah, the last two. There's 4 videos, each one about 10 minutes long, 10-20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And then he was gone after in all of 2014. Gone. And we're like, where's Giga? Where's Giga? What is he gonna do? What is he doing? And then, miraculously, in 2014, after a year of not hearing anything from him, January he releases, or was it February?
I don't know.
January, February, he releases Anime Review 2014, and we're like, he's back, yay!
And he's like, I'm not dead, guys.
And then he did a part 1, and they were like, yes!
Took forever to get out that part 2.
And then 3 months later, part 2 comes out, and he acknowledged that he took forever, and he says that he's been. We'll get into all other stuff first, but either way, watch his videos. He's funny, even though he takes forever to do.
But that is the beginning of our relationship with Podtaku because he's a member of Podtaku.
Well, he uploaded like little excerpts from it, and I was like Podtaku, and that was when I was starting to get into podcasts, and I was like. So I just went onto a podcast app and typed in Podtaku.
That's how you discovered him?
Yeah.
The way I discovered him is very different.
I thought I told you about it.
No, you told me I started listening to him, and I was like, okay, I'll start listening to him, but I knew who they were way before that.
Well, no. I had seen it. Like, I'd seen it before that, but I didn't think about it being a podcast.
Oh, I knew it was a podcast. I knew from Ace in 2014 when we went, because I knew that they were all there and met up. I knew Giguk was there. I didn't know where. I didn't know it was for Podtaku. I found out after the con that he had this podcast. It was fans on my main channel commenting and were like, oh no, he was there for that. Because I was on there talking. I was like, Giguk wasn't there. And they were like, no, he was there for his podcast. Like, met up with everyone from it. And I was like, oh my God, no.
But, well, I discovered the podcast from, I went in and I was like.
We started listening to it.
And it's a good podcast.
It's very entertaining. I listened to it out loud at work. Not safe for work. If you're going to listen to it, was safe for my work for a while. But I would still kind of get embarrassed when like a manager would walk by. I'd be like, I'm going to pause it. There's a lot of penis jokes coming out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of penis jokes. And here's, when we talk about it being a good podcast, here's why I think, one of the reasons I think it's good. One, all the people usually know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
2, it's a very like well diverse group of people.
For sure.
Like they got boys as well as girls in there.
Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah, and they have guests come on later on. Mm-hmm. I like the main group, which is just Giguk or Garnet.
Garnet?
Oh, it's Garnet.
No, it's Garnet.
You're right. Holden.
From Holden Reviews.
Gene.
From something.
I don't know. And then what's his face?
Tristan from Glass Reflection.
Glass Reflection. And his channel's huge too.
Yeah.
Because he does good anime reviews. I watched some. They're really good.
Really?
Yeah, they're well done. Impressive.
I should watch his. I was going to, and then you told me how much he hated on the end of Tokyo Ghoul Season 1, and I was like, I don't know.
That was idiotic. It was the end of a season, not the end of a series.
Anyway, so that's why I think it's good, like, because they all know what they're talking about. They all... Do we want to start on the stuff that we get to know?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
A Podtaku, what really gets me, they're cool, they're awesome. Some things really annoy us. Like, I don't know, it kind of annoys me how much they make fun of Gene. Which I think is funny for a while.
Yeah.
But after a while, it was like, sometimes Gene would come in with good points, and they'd just be like, shut up, Gene. And it'd be like, wait, she had a good point. And they never let her talk. And it's like, dude, she actually had a good point, though.
She was the Jerry of the group.
Yeah, but sometimes she was annoying, too.
Yeah, she could be dedefinitely annoying. But
there were times where, like, yeah, she's a part of the
opinions.
podcast. I wanted to hear her, too.
Yeah.
Like, and then I know we both ended up, I liked him a lot at first. But by the end, we both ended up having a problem with Holden.
Oh my lord!
And let me just say, we're not trying to attack any of these people. We like all their channels.
They're all good. They're all funny, and
they all seem like really nice people.
Mm-hmm.
But he got really annoying. Like,
this is nothing against Holden himself. He's actually a pretty cool dude.
His opinions got really annoying.
Yeah, he's very
elitist.
Yeah, I forgot the word for it. He's very elitist. Like, it's one thing if you say you don't like a show, you don't like a show, you don't like a show. Whatever. It's the fact that it'd be like, they talk, I didn't even listen to this episode, but JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh, I don't like it because of the intro. And
I study animation. I'm an animation major, so I just can't, I need more gradients and transitions. Mm-hmm. I just can't watch this show. Mm-hmm. It just... Dude, just watch the show. I'm sorry. Just enjoy it for the story.
Enjoy it for the story. Get over the anime. That was a lot of his complaints, was the animation.
Yeah, I got sick of hearing it every single podcast. Like, if you want to complain about it every now and then, okay, but why every podcast do you have to end up getting into, well, I didn't like it because there weren't enough gradients, blah, blah, blah. It could have been more like Fate Zero.
Oh, that was, see.
Fate Zero, great show.
No, we're not, and... It wasn't like that 100% of the time. There were a lot of times I think
he mentioned Fate Zero every single episode.
That he did, but I meant like when he was talking about like the animation. Like there were shows like there was a whole episode of Podtaku based around what's that one show Monty Ohm did?
Don't remember.
Not Red versus Blue. The one that Nate likes a lot.
Oh, Ruby.
Ruby. He did a whole, and I was like, oh great, here we go. Holden's gonna hate this because of the animation. No. They all loved it. They all thought it was great. And I was like, really? But the thing about a lot of the annoyance that we have, and again, this is not hating on the person himself, it's the opinions that we were just kind of got a little annoyed with.
I got sick of hearing them. It's okay to have your opinions, but I guess I can't say that either because we tuned into their podcast.
Yeah,
you know?
We tuned in to hear what they talked about. But definitely check it out. His opinions would go from like, this show sucks, but then I'm gonna talk about how good Fate Zero is. I haven't watched Fate Zero. I want to watch Fate Zero because I know it's good.
I know Fate Zero's good, but I got annoyed with that everything had to be compared to it. Mm-hmm. It was like, dude, you can compare it to something else. Like, why do you have to compare everything to the show? But I think Holden honestly annoyed us the most.
Yeah.
No offense, Holden. I think Tristan was the most down to earth, like all around.
Tristan.
And at first, when I first heard him, I was like, I don't think I like this Tristan guy. A couple podcasts in, I was like, he's the most like.
He is the most well knowledged.
Yeah. He knows what he's talking about.
And then there was Giga, who like he's
just funny.
He was just funny to listen to talk.
Yeah.
But then they would get guests sometimes. There was a episode called Mantaku, and then there was an episode called Femtaku where it was all the girls.
We both eventually gave it up though.
Yeah. For many reasons. Go ahead and do your rant.
Are you sure?
Go ahead, man.
All right.
Hear it.
Here's my problem with Podtaku.
And I guarantee you I know exactly what he's about to talk about because it's my problem too.
You sure?
Here.
Well, I'll just go on it, and if it is, you can throw stuff in. My problem with Podtaku is they're not consistent.
Yes.
At all. Look, you got an awesome... And this goes on to their channels, too, other than Tristan. Tristan's the only one that uploads regular content. Mm-hmm. Holden, I think he hadn't uploaded in like a year. Giguk, he hadn't uploaded in a year until the beginning, and now he started uploading again, but now he's not uploading again. So it's not just the podcast, it's their channels, too. And I have no idea what Gene does. But, the podcast, they would do it like every couple of months. And it was like, okay, I guess if that's how you want to do it. And I know they didn't live together and they were having to time it overseas.
They have to Skype it is how they do it.
But like every couple of months, you could have, come on, like try it for once a month at least. Mm-hmm. And that was okay. That's not the big problem. My big problem is that they've got this amazing fan base. They built up such an awesome community. And recently, they announced they're on, I think it was permanent hiatus.
I thought it said it was extended.
Well, not permanent. Extended hiatus normally means...
Like it'll be a while.
It's like an indefinite hiatus. It means like we probably aren't coming back, but we might.
Yeah.
That's what an extended hiatus means.
I gotcha.
But like... They went on this hiatus for, like, randomly. For what seemed like no reason. And I'm sure we cannot judge them, you know. They've all got... Lives. We don't know their life. You know, Giga, I know he's working a full-time job. Mm-hmm. I think Holden is, too. Giga just got a girlfriend. Like, that's been keeping him busy. But to me, personally, just because I'm also a creator in this space. It feels like to me, when you have an awesome fan base like that, especially one as big as theirs, you show it respect. Like, you show them, like, you guys are our friends, you're our family, you're here with us. And that's how we feel about you guys. That's how I feel about you guys on my main channel.
There's times, like, there are times when, like, I love doing this. Like, this is what I want to do. I want this to succeed very well. But there's times where I'm just like, I just don't want to do anything that day. But I come in, and I make it sound like I'm trying to be lazy. But I come in and I'm like, no, I got to do it for my fans. Because ultimately, my fans is why I do it.
Yeah, like, you guys push us to do this, and it makes me just wonder about them as people. I mean, again, nothing against them, but I just can never understand having an amazing fan base like that and then just leaving it. Like, they didn't even do a farewell episode. They were just like, they just posted on their Facebook, hey, we're done. That's it. And after not doing it forever, and then even on their main channels to just, like, not put out something. Like, I don't get it. I don't like that, and I don't know. It's not cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my big problem with
Podtaku. That's mine too.
And it makes me sad because I like their podcast. They were talking about meeting back up at ASIN 2015, and that made me really want to go. And then they announced the hiatus, and then they'd never met up. I never went to ASIN, and because they were my drive, like, I probably would have tried really hard to go if I thought I could see them all in person. Mm-hmm. But they just stopped doing stuff.
They were a big influence on
our podcast.
Nakamacast.
Now, our podcast is still a little bit new, so, you know, cut us some slack.
This episode was episode 18 this week. So we've been on 18 weeks.
I mean, we're getting deep in, but we're still new. We've never done podcasts before. It's a totally different thing. But we're going to throw in a snippet of the newest one right here.
I'll go first. Sorry, guys.
Go ahead.
That's okay.
But Soul is a guy with the yellow jacket, whatever, walk around all like, yeah, dude,
you can't
whatever, trying to be cool. I can't see him playing my dude, you.
Hold up. Think about you for a second. Trying to be cool, doesn't want to make friends.
You doesn't want to make friends with anybody. Soul is trying to be cool.
Yeah, but you're basing one character off of another character
I'm
when you
hearing
should be
his
basing
voice,
it off
and
the
I'm
actor.
thinking about who's the other show that he's been in that I've seen.
Mika?
Was there no?
He was in Wolf Children. That's what makes me
I'm sure he's been in something else.
That's what makes me think he can pull this
Okay,
off.
well, from what I'm not saying I love Soul's voice. I love this character, but I feel like you and Soul clash.
I feel like you is a little. Actually, now I'm just getting into the whole sub versus dub debate, but like, if you guys want to hear more stuff like that, go check it out. It's all anime based, except for when we run out of anime stuff to talk about. Then we just talk about nerdy stuff.
Then we just kind of shoot.
It's conversational. So even if we run out of anime stuff, we still try and be interesting for you. But we always talk about something anime.
Something anime, and which is why I like when no, I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, we got to get onto the question block.
So it's time for the. Actually,
hold up. Really, I don't know what you're saying.
Go ahead.
But really quick, you can find Nakamacast. The link to it is in the description below.
I was gonna
to the YouTube channel. What did you want?
I was gonna tell people to leave opinions about Podtaku. Their opinions.
Yeah, leave your opinions about Podtaku.
For real,
sure.
Don't listen to us hating on them like a lot.
No, we like Podtaku.
It is a good podcast.
We just have some issues.
We have issues with them because.
And honestly, I think their podcast by the end is better than where ours is right now because they got the flow. You know, they know what they're doing. We're still learning. Like, we're not trying to compare to them or anything.
Not at all. Like, our podcast is still tiny.
We just have problems with their consistency.
Mm-hmm. Like, they're kind of what we aspire to be, really. Like,
yeah, they're not. I'm not gonna say they're our inspiration for our podcast. They're a little bit.
They helped influence.
Greg and Colin are our main inspiration.
For me, it was Greg and Colin and Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the question block.
Our question of the day.
Michael Cood.
Hey, buddy.
He's not asked a question in a little while.
Hey.
Did you know they're making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie? And what do you think about it being made into a movie? I did know.
Yeah, I think I knew about that. Yeah. My question is, how would they do it? And would they continue the story? Have you seen Game Theory's newest?
Oh yes.
The newest one.
The newest one? There's a new one?
Yeah, he just released like 3 videos.
Oh, I've not seen the new one, but I've seen the other ones. I know all about them.
So you've seen part 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay, well he just did 3.
It's pretty good.
It's really good. And then he does 3 part 2 and part 3 part 2 and part 3.
Okay.
Like all being very definitive. Like he figures out who the purple guy is.
All right, well, don't spoil.
I won't spoil anything.
But like, I think it's cool. I think it's interesting. I'm always down for horror movies. I like Five Nights at Freddy's as a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really fun. I mean, I'm down to see what they're gonna do with it. Like, is it gonna be based around the security guard? Is it gonna be based around the animatronics? Like, what's it gonna be based around? I don't know. I got a lot of questions, but I'm totally open to the idea.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool.
I'm not over the moon hyped.
No,
but I think it's
I gotta
a cool
see a trailer.
idea.
I gotta see a trailer.
Show me a trailer. If the trailer looks good, I'll be hyped.
Or a screenshot.
And we gotta cut out because we've been talking for a long time this episode. So you guys can follow us right here: Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Go follow us on there. And if you want to hit us up, we like to always reply back to the fans who hit us up because you guys are the reason we're here.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, you can share stuff and use this hashtag WD1UP. That's our official hashtag. So that's how we find your posts.
And yeah, share this. Also be sure to like share us fan arts and stuff.
Anything you want to share, honestly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. If you want to share us like a picture of your thumb.
Please don't do that.
I mean, don't do that, but I mean you can.
Yeah.
Unless they're doing like a literal like.
I'm not gonna say I won't complain, but oh yeah, if it's like a thumbs up.
Yeah, like that's what I meant, like a thumb.
Oh, I thought you meant just here's my thumbprint.
Here's my thumbprint.
Stay nerdy. Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to watch yesterday's video, click right here in the center of the screen.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And read the description to find our other channels, plus our Twitch and more.
Nice, bro.
You should keep that in.